Welcome back for week 7 of a Whole Pack of Wolves podcast. I am joined tonight again by our two lovely co-hosts, Hunter Smith and Colby Pleasance. We are back and better than ever, ready for the squeezing of the orange week, my guys. So we are going to be talking about the Syracuse Orange, and we're also going to be rewinding our game against the Wake Forest Demon Deacons from this past Saturday. As you guys know, we're always going to give you our keys to the games, our key players, our score predictions, and Hunter's got our 5 games of the week that we will all be picking again. So thank you guys so much again for joining us again. Thank you, fellas, for joining the show again. We're going to get right into it and just give what your thoughts were from this past Saturday. I'm going to let Colby, you give us your thoughts from this last Saturday.
We played a game last Saturday.
It was your favorite team was playing, bro.
Oh, my God. I don't like Wake Forest. Still don't. I hate Wake. I hate Winston too. It was a bad game. I mean, we had it, and we just crumbled, and it just makes you wonder that how this rest of the season is going to go. Are we going to just crumble? Or are we going to actually try and have salvage the season? I'm very disappointed in the team, and I know the team's disappointed in themselves, and I know the coaches are disappointed. So I'm not going to say that they're not disappointed, because I know that they are disappointed as well. But you just can't be doing this anymore. This is the definition of insanity: is doing the same thing over and over again. And it just, to me, it's silly to keep doing this all the time. You lose these games to these opponents that are just not on your level. Like Wake Forest is not on our level of talent. We are way talented than they are. And you lost because your stupidity and conservative game plan. And it's just, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it baffles me. But when you think you're down in the dirt with this team, they always seem to shock you and just completely turn things around. So hopefully we get that this coming Saturday.
Hunter, you and I obviously were at this game too together. By the way, thank you so much for the invite. It was a absolute fantastic day. We enjoyed both of us getting baked in the sun for most of the day, but nevertheless, it was a great day. So give us your thoughts, takeaways, anything you want to add from last Saturday.
I had a great time with you on Saturday, man. It was beautiful out there. We had a good tailgate before the game. This game started a little bit early on us with the 12 o'clock, but it was nice. But it ended up being really hot, so I'm still fried up right now.
I know, right?
Shrimp has been boiled right now, but had a blast on that end. But it's shocking what happened Saturday. I can't believe it happened in Dave's tenure this late in it. If you told me we were going to hold Wake Forest quarterback to around 150 yards passing, if we were going to win the turnover battle, if CJ was going to throw the ball as well as he did overall, and that we were going to lose, I just wouldn't believe it. I thought we should have won by about 21 points. It was a crazy play with Grayson. Everybody's dissected that a bunch. I'm not going to get into that too much. I just hope he's okay. Sounds like he is. But, I mean, that's a big swing. Our field goal kicking's been pretty good. We missed that one. I mean, they're going to make a few mistakes, but I don't get it. You're cruising. You're playing aggressive. You got all these young receivers who look outstanding getting the ball in their hands. Terrell Anderson, Keenan Jackson, all of them. And your boy Wesley Grimes looked so good. It was just so neat to see that. It was like I see the future developing right now in front of us because we're using these guys. And then you get in the fourth quarter and you got to go away from everything. And I'm not blaming Anai. I thought he called his best game of the year with throwing the ball 62% of the time. We thought he might should have ran it more, though, versus a team that can air it out. We'll get into that more when we go over Syracuse. But why did we stop bringing the heat on defense? It was working. Why did we stop that? We backed off. And, I don't know how this works. I don't want to accuse anybody, but it's like these coaches were doing their job like they were hired to do, all coordinators. And it's like somebody got in their ear and told them to stop doing that and change it up. And It really looked like Dave's reach on the fourth quarter, and I blame him for this. It's unacceptable to lose a 1-3 Wake Forest. It's unacceptable with what we've got coming up. I'm worried about our season. I'm not quitting on our season. I think if we put things together, we're still going to be fine. But it was really on the coaches this Saturday, and I hate it for him because I feel like he knows that more than anybody.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough, frustrating loss, especially when you look at the numbers. You know, both you and I are really pretty numbers driven. I certainly for sure am. If you told me before the game we were going to win the turnover battle, win the time of possession, win the total yardage, I would have said, yeah, give me that. Like, we're probably winning by 10 plus. But, you know, it just didn't even work out that way. As Coach Doran said, like, the players didn't make enough plays when we needed to. Coaches didn't, you know, call the right plays at the right times. I mean, I think there were two key fourth downs that we saw in that fourth quarter. One was a 4th and 9, and we didn't blitz and gave it up. And then we had another 3rd and short, 4th and short situation. I think it was like 4th and 5, and we blitzed on it and gave it up. So it was a situation where they called the right plays at the right time. Wake Forest made the right plays at the right time, and NC State didn't. So, you know, ultimately it was a game that NC State should have been able to put away in the fourth quarter. They were up 10 with about 14, I think it was a little under 14 minutes to go. So should have been a game that we were able to just kind of sulk away, but give credit to Wake Forest too for not giving up, for them still fighting. I mean, their running game was outstanding. So
yeah,
really
They
just
saw something, Justin. They saw something in that fourth quarter. I didn't mean to cut you off there. They saw something.
You're good.
They started running the ball a lot more. And Colby, I forgot to mention Aiden White. I thought he kind of answered the challenge. It's never a good thing, in my opinion, when your cornerback is leading you in tackles, but he played well. And Coley got a pick and 7 tackles. But those two guys stood out to me on defense.
For sure. I mean, I thought they played well, for sure. It just they didn't make the plays at the times that you needed to make the plays. I mean, when you're asked to get off the field on 4th and 9, you should be able to get off the field on 4th and 9. And it just didn't happen. So you just have to kind of chalk it up to Wake had great play calls at the right time. They made plays, we didn't. And they ended up being the ones who came out on the other end of the win. So you got to give us credit. We just got to be able to fix the things that we're able to fix. And like you said, I mean, the biggest thing I took away from it was getting all those young players. You know, the stars of our offense were Raphael, Bailey, Anderson, Jackson, Rogers, Jolie. I mean, all of them were there. So, I mean, your playmakers were making plays. And that's the good thing that I took away from it. I mean, it was nice to see that for the first time I felt like this season. So,
yeah,
just
shout out to Sean Brown too. He had a good game.
I thought they had a lot of guys had a lot of good games, just weren't able to make the plays at the times they needed to. So, just a tough loss, but this week we get to move on from it, and we get to play another team at home this week. So we do get the Syracuse Orange at home this week, and we're looking forward to another great game and another fantastic night at Carter Finley Stadium. So let's go ahead and get started. Colby, I'm going to let you give us your first key for this week. What do you think NC State needs to do to get the win at home this week?
So when I've watched Syracuse play, it seems like Kyle McCord is not very mobile. So I would say that the game plan needs to be that we blitz him, we get in his face, and we make him throw it, make him air it out on us. Because if they beat us that way, then they beat us that way. We couldn't stop them. You know, you got to make him force him to turn it over. He is very fumble prone. Like I mean, he is and has a bit of a fumble and turnover problem. Like I mean, he tends to turn the ball over at very bad times in the game. So if we can do that, I mean, I feel like we get a shot. We also just got to get to him. I mean, if you get to him, it stops their whole offense, in my opinion. If you get to him, get in his head, make him make mistakes. A game that I would like to go back to is we got to treat this like Lamar Jackson 2017 when we beat them at home, beat Louisville at home. So, like, you got to treat it like that game. I know we don't have the same athletes like that, but we got to treat it like that game. We really do. I get it. Lamar was mobile, but, like, we just got to treat it like that. I mean, you got to treat it like he's this game-breaking quarterback because he's pretty good. He'll make you pay for it too. So we just got to get after him.
Hunter, what you got for us this week? What's going to be your key to look out for NC State this week?
Colby, that's tremendous what you said. That's really, 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 really important with what they're trying to do. They run the ball very well off throwing it. But I can tell you right now, Kyle McCord is a big, strong, confident guy. He's a proven winner from Ohio State. I'm in shock. They kind of pushed him out the door from what I understand. I can't confirm that fully. But the kid's been around big programs, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's like, you know what? You don't want me. I'm going to prove you wrong. They throw the ball a lot, and they have got so much balance doing it. I watched them against UNLV this past Friday, a week ago. One of the best games I've watched all year. But they came out right away. They took the ball first, or they had it first, and they came out and just started gunslinging everywhere. I know you get in trouble when you throw the ball only, too much. That's what Colby's talking about with the turnovers. He does have the 6 INTs. But, I mean, he's got 17 touchdowns. He's got 3 receivers that got – close to 350 yards receiving. That to me says you can't zero in on one. It's like everybody's open. They're playing fast. I'm sure they're going to do the same thing. No personnel switches. It's like you better be ready. You better come out and be aggressive on offense too. So yes, running the football will keep them off the field. I'm aware of that, but I do think this will be a similar game where we're going to have to score some points and trust CJ to throw the ball again.
Couldn't agree with both of you more than what both of you guys said. Totally hit the nail on the head on those two. I'm going back to what I said last week too, though. We talked about winning the line of scrimmage, and for me, it has to be our run defense this week. I mean, we have to be able to force teams to be one-dimensional offensively, because I was really pretty kind of worried about our corners and DBs last week against Wake Forest, given how well Bogmeyer had played as well. So we just didn't do a good enough job in the running game last week. And I really want to see us again be the team that we are supposed to be. I mean, right now, the defense has really been a shot in the dark, but it's been one great game, another bad game, and right now, you see the numbers are lining up. I mean, right now we're 83rd in the nation against the rush, and that's not a staple of a Tony Gibson defense. So I think we have to get back to the basics and really win the line of scrimmage and play gap assignment this week. I mean, we're going to have to be able to force them to be one-dimensional and force them to try to push it into our DBs to force some turnovers. So I think you guys definitely hit the nail on the head with that for sure. But I want to see our defense step up this week. I'm a little bit nervous about the inconsistency we've seen there from week to week. Each week, it just seems like, we get Batman and Robin and Jekyll and Hyde each week. So I'd like to see more consistency, especially in the front 6. So that was what I had for us this week, because I think if you can force Syracuse to be one-dimensional, I mean, that's the goal of any defense, whether you want to force them into being nothing but a passing team so you can pin your ears back on the line, or if you want to force them to be more in the run, you just got to force them into being one-dimensional. So it'll be interesting to see how this crowd shows out. I think we're in that point of the season where the weather should be a non-issue now. I mean, it should be a really good, fun night. Again, the weather's starting to cool off a little bit, so hopefully the fans will stick around, and hopefully this team will give them something to stick around for. Yeah. So,
hey, we can't complain about being 105th in running offense if we're not going to give Kendrick Raphael the damn ball.
Yeah.
Give him the damn ball.
I second that.
That's going to be where we're going to hit up this next part of it is going to be our key player. So, Hunter, I'm going to let you start off since you kicked us off with that. I'm assuming
I'm fired up. He's definitely one, but I am going to lean on CJ. because of the matchup we have at quarterback. I'm very high on their quarterback, and I just think CJ – I mean, CJ was 28 out of 42 this past week. I thought he did a good job. Everybody's talking about that pick in crunch time at the fourth quarter when it should have been already over, by the way, because of poor coaching. So I defend CJ. I thought he did really well, but hitting 28 of 42 throws, if he's going to do that, the competition on defense we're playing is going to get better. Like it's not going to be what we face with Clemson and Tennessee and NIU. Like we're going to run into a couple more. Probably Duke will be okay, but we need to be able to score points. CJ's my guy.
All right, Colby, who you got this week?
They were starting this thing called Free Granny. I think Locked On Wolfpack was saying Free Granny. I need to see another Justin Jolie touchdown, man.
Absolutely.
I need him to go off. I mean, let's free Granny again. I want Justin Jolie, but I also have to say another player that I'm calling out. I'm going to call him out because he has been this close to intercepting the ball and returning it for a touchdown. Caden Fordham.
He's been close.
You got to show me something, bro. You got to show me something. You are the replacement of Peyton Wilson. You have got to show me something that I need to see some talent here. I need to see you ball out. And because we're going to need you for this game. We're going to need you to put Kyle McCord to sleep. So, we're going to need him. And him and Justin Jolie are definitely my two players that I need to go out, right? You guys need to do something.
Justin, I had, like I said, I want to make sure I didn't forget my last one. I had CJ, obviously. I had Kendrick getting him the ball. And I going back to the D-line, we've talked about, we've got to get something from them on these running games and getting to this quarterback. So I'm going with the most important, toughest guy on the team, heart and soul, Davin Vann. He's my last key.
Yep. He was definitely going to be the one that I'm looking at. I'm still going to be wanting Raphael as my number one for this week. I want him to get more carries. He's averaging close to 6 yards a carry throughout the year. I mean, he's just was really good last week, almost 5 yards a carry last week and a touchdown. I feel like he's got to get the football in his hands more. I mean, he's only had 10 carries last week. Waters had 10 carries for 33 yards. So he needs more carries, in my opinion. I mean, you talked about it a little bit off air this week that he's got more yardage and less carries than Waters so far. So I want to see his production continue to rise so that we can really utilize CJ in the best way that we can, because we tried to run some zone read last week and it just didn't work out the way that we wanted to. So I think the best way that CJ is going to be effective is if he's using the RPO and the play action game off of our running game. I think he's best suited to be able to make those plays, especially if you can give him some play actions off of the runs. I thought we ran the football well last week, especially with Raphael. So it was one of those just kind of head scratching things. Like, why did we not do it more in the fourth quarter again? So it was just one of those things where I want to see him get the ball in his hands a little bit more. He has really made some, like, no lie, PlayStation hit stick, right stick freaking plays. I mean, last week it was awesome to see him in the open field as well, just seeing him make players miss. And that's what I want to be able to see in this particular week, because I do think we're going to need to score points. I really do. It's going to be a game where I think it's going to be a shootout, and I wanted to be able to see him. Davin Vann was going to be my number 2 as well. And then I really wanted to see more from them this past week, because they had 2 weeks ago, it was his best game of his career. And then all of a sudden we go against Wake and it was just non-existent. I know Wake tries to get the football out very quickly, but we just were not able to get any type of pressure on the running game, which was what was surprising me the most. So I wanted to key in on him. And then I wanted to key in as well on Kamal Bonner this week as well, because I thought in the plays that he got last week, he really played really well. I thought he was able to show that he could cover sideline to sideline last week, and I wanted to see a little bit more from him this week, because I really think we're going to be able to need him against that passing attack from the Orange this week. So those were my three. I think those are going to be the ones that we need to look out for. I loved Justin Jolie getting his first touchdown catch last week. The second part of that was, I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that throw from Bailey was absolutely unreal for
Yeah,
him
it
to
was a
be able to make
dot.
the
It was a
anticipation
dot.
on that throw. So
God, he looks so good.
that looked amazing.
I didn't mention Jolie because he's just so amazing, and he had just a big game, and it's hard to pick. I'm focusing on our young guys because I think he's going to be there for us. But we're crazy if we don't utilize him more. I mean, you got NFL tight end, man. He's averaging like over 15 yards a catch. What?
Yep.
Get the
Yeah,
ball.
he's. Oh, we don't. I don't know. We
He's
don't
at
know what we're doing.
15.6, if I'm not mistaken. His first touchdown, I mean, for his first touchdown catch to come in only week 5 is really just unreal for me. And it was a great catch. I mean, it showed his athleticism, showed his ability to go up and high point the football too. So you just can't beat that. I mean, there's no substitute for athletes. And I've said this for so long, people will, they'll tell me that we've got good enough athletes. And I think that we do in some areas, but it's the depth of athletes that you need at this particular level to win the ACC. I mean, the ACC is not easy. It's a weekly grind every single week. And most of these games are going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions at most. So it's going to be who makes the plays when they need to make them. So I'd rather be able to have better athletes in the times that we need to. So shout out to him for this week for having another fantastically great catch, another great game as well. Led the team in receptions this week, leads the team total now for the season. So keep balling out. I know we've got hopefully another year for him. So it's good to see all these guys starting to shine where they need to. So
you got to give some credit to our offensive line and pass blocking this past week. I know they've taken a ton of heat. I think, part of that issue with our running game is definitely the scheme and not having the right people running the ball. But they deserve some credit. CJ had a clean pocket a lot. I really watched that close this week. And if they can give him that much time, maybe the running game blocking's not there yet, whatever, he had that pocket there to throw in. So, and he looked pretty good having time.
I think they've been kind of unfairly given heat this year. I mean, realistically, our guys are running the football at a high clip per carry. They're also been really good at keeping a clean pocket for the most part all year long. I mean, it's just been a situation where we're just not doing enough of the right things at the right times. And I think it's a situation too where you're going to start to see these things starting to come together as the season keeps moving on. I mean, it looks to me like they're just progressively kind of making smaller steps each and every week to get better and better. So I'm hoping that this week and then moving forward, we're going to just continue to see the progression, because it gives you the hope, especially for next season as well, and the rest of this season, to see these guys really start to make plays. I mean, they're really starting to come in and show what they are capable of, because I know that we have talent, but a lot of people have to remember too, a lot of these guys are just redshirt freshmen, and some of them are even true freshmen. So they're not going to be, the greatest in the world day one. But it's been fun to watch them grow throughout this whole season. And Terrell Anderson was a huge part of the passing game this past week. Really wanted to give him his props for this last week as well. So,
man, him and Keenan are studs, man.
Yep, they're good. So, but let's finish. We'll get to review again this next week. But Hunter's got our 5 games of the week again. I didn't do too well last week. Hunter picked up a game on us. I know Colby's picking up some games too. So shout out to him. So give us our 5 again this week, and let's see what we got.
I tell you what, we got a loaded slate this week. You got number one, Texas is at number 18, Oklahoma. Texas is favored by, I think it's 14.5, excuse me. It's a big spread at Oklahoma. I'll go through them real quick, then we'll come back. You got Penn State, number 4, versus unranked USC at USC. And Penn State's favored by 5. You got Ohio State, number 2, Ohio State at number 3, Oregon. Ohio State's getting 3. Kansas State, number 18, Kansas State is at Colorado. Kansas State's getting 4. And then number 9, Ole Miss at number 13, LSU. Ole Miss is favored by 3.5. So this is a monster lineup. This is where I need 3 or 4 TVs if I'm not at one game. Unfortunately, I can't make our game Saturday because I've got a 40th birthday party for my best man at my wedding. So I just keep missing 3 games in 1 year. Makes me frustrated, but I'm out Saturday, guys.
It's all good. So we'll let you start then. Who do you have in the Red River rivalry this week? Who you got going in that one?
I'm a Texas believer. I still got them winning national title. I got Texas. I don't know. I can't. Do we have to pick the cover too?
Nah, you don't have to. Just the game itself.
Just give me Texas. I don't know about 14.5, but give me Texas.
Colby's going horns down.
Wow.
He's going Sooners this week. I love it. Give us your thoughts, my guy.
Boomer Sooner.
I'm right there with you. This was my upset pick of the week. I think Texas is going to get upset this week. I think this is their week that they fall. So give me Boomer Sooner as well again this week to not only cover, but to actually win outright this week.
Wow. All righty. Next up, Penn State, USC. USC's unranked. Penn State's 4. Penn State's getting 5. I don't know. When's Penn State going to make that funky loss they always get?
It's coming. We all know it's coming.
I can't decide. Colby,
Is
you
it
got to
this-
go first this time. I'm putting
I was
the
going to
pressure.
say, is it this week, Colby?
Lions. Nittany Lions.
All right. Penn State. Who you got, Justin?
Give me the Lions. I'm going to take them as well this week. I'm just not sure that USC is ready for the physical style of the Big Ten yet, so give me the Lions.
They lost to Minnesota.
I'm taking Penn State. I got one I'm going to try to get on y'all here down the road in a second. Give me Penn State.
All right, what we got next up?
All right, Ohio State and Oregon. This is a heavyweight match. Ohio State is getting 3. It is at Oregon.
So I'm gonna let you. I'll start out with this one. I'm gonna take Ohio State. I really am a big believer in that. They spend a ton of money in the portal this offseason. Their players are starting to make plays too now. I think they probably again have one of the best receivers in the country again. So I mean, it's feels like just a repeat in time that we get to watch them come up with great playmakers. So I think they make enough plays this week to get it done in Oregon. So Colby, you hit us up with what you got.
Go Ducks.
I like it.
I do too. You know, a lot of people got them really high up, even at number 1. I haven't seen it yet, and until they prove that to me, I can't pick them. I'm high on Ohio State like you, Justin. I think they're going to be right there in the end. I definitely think they're winning that conference. Give me Ohio State.
What we got next on the slate?
All righty, we're going to go – I want to save the upset pick for last. We're going to go Ole Miss, number 9 Ole Miss at number 13 LSU. Ole Miss is favored by 3.5.
Colby, I'm going to let you start out with this one.
Give me the Rebels. Rebels.
Rebel yell this week is loud and proud is what Colby's going with. Okay.
Jackson Dart for Heisman.
I like that.
I like that.
You want me to go next?
Yeah, go ahead. Give us your thoughts on that one.
I really got embarrassed last week taking whoever was playing at Texas A&M. Remember, I tried to get all
Yeah.
Picking against the home SEC team now. I'm doing it again. Give me Ole Miss.
I'm picking up a game on both of y'all this week. No offense to either of y'all, but give me the Tigers at home. There's a difference down in the Bayou, so give me the Bayou Bengals this week. I think they get it done at home.
All right, and we finish up with number 18 K-State at Colorado. Kansas State is favored by 4.
Colby, I'm going to let you take this one first.
Give me the Wildcats of K-State. I hate Colorado.
All right, cool deal. What you got this week, Hunter?
Whitney, if you view this podcast, I want to tell you that I have a lot of respect for you. I really do, and I like Kansas State. But I need to gain a game, and I'm taking prime time at Colorado. Give me Colorado.
I love it. Love it. Again, Whitney, too, if you are also listening to this, go Yankees. That's all I can tell you. So I know you're a big Royals fan. So let's go Yankees again this week. But give me the K-State. I'm going to go get back in her good graces and the K-State fans' good graces this week. Give me the Wildcats again to get it done against the Buffaloes. So Hunter, again, appreciate you for it's a monster slate. There's other really great games, obviously, throughout the conference.
I hate Savannah couldn't make it tonight. She's trying to get to Raleigh from Orlando to get out of the way of this storm, and I just want to say a prayer for everybody down there. Have family in Jacksonville, Tampa, and Orlando. A lot of people in danger's way, but y'all keep your head up and be safe, man.
Yep, stay safe. We're still obviously dealing with a lot of the stuff here in the Western North Carolina stuff as well. We'll put links for you guys in the description as well again for this week for both Samaritan's Purse and Red Cross for you guys to donate out to for the hurricane relief efforts. Again, everybody that is in our Florida, the Panhandle area, even across mid-Florida, the Tampa area too. Y'all stay safe. This one's not going to be an easy one. So, hopefully it'll cool down a little bit, but ultimately we pray for all of you guys as well. Hopefully everybody has a great, safe, happy week of college football as well. Once again, we are at that time. Final part of the show, score predictions. Go ahead, Hunter. I'm going to let you start out with.
Colby, what am I going to do? Am I going to go 56-2 like you? No, I'm just kidding. I know that somebody's going to score a lot of points. I just hope it's us to do it also. So, NC State at night in the Carter.
Weird things happen at night.
Weird things happen at night in October.
Let's go 38-31 Syracuse.
All right. Colby, who you got this week?
So, I've really been thinking about it. I was down in the dirt. My most hated arch rival team that I hate so much, and they beat us, and I was really sad about it. But I can't give up on the team. They need a rally. Give me NC State 40, Syracuse 35.
I like it. Y'all know what the name of the show is. It's orange squeezing time this week, y'all. I ain't gonna try to lie. I picked against Wake last week. They burned me, but I think Dave is gonna get it done again this week. Syracuse really struggles at home against us here at Carter Finley Stadium. So I really think that Dave gets it done. The team gets it done. The boys rally this week. It is going to be a high-scoring game, so I'm going to say it's going to be 38-34. I'm flipping the script this week. Give me NC State 38-34 at home. Last-minute pick from Syracuse ends it just kind of like the way that Colby was talking about earlier with the Jackson game. So
well, forget that. Give me State 38, Syracuse 31. I'm going with y'all. Let's go. Let's get
all
this
right,
boys. Let's go.
Let's get it. So Colby,
if
go ahead.
How the season has gone, we've won a game, lost a game. Won a game, lost a game. Won a game, lost a game. So odds there is, if the odds are in our favor, we'll win this game maybe.
The offense is close, baby. I'm telling you, we're getting there.
We're gonna break through.
It's that also the time of the fair too. So y'all know I'm always picking NC State around the time of the fair. So. Give me the Wolfpack this week. So, Colby, go ahead, lead us out. Y'all know we appreciate all of you guys tuning in again for another episode of A Whole Pack of Wolves podcast. We hope you guys have a fantastic week. Also, shout out, make sure you guys come out to the Doak on Wednesday as well. We've got a free exhibition for baseball. Volleyball's got UNC Chapel Hill this week, so make sure y'all come out to Reynolds for that as well. So looking forward to another great week in the athletics world, but it's that time. Colby, take us out, my guy.
Lord, take your hats off in respect, because there's going to be a funeral on Saturday, and it's not for the Wolfpack. And it sure as hell it's not going to be for me. Let's go, Wolfpack. I'm ready. Let's go. Oh!